Okay, let's start.
Hi everyone. Let me introduce a little bit about myself. My name is Pham Loan. I'm currently teaching English at Thuongmai University, Hanoi, Vietnam. And now I would like to introduce my partner whose names resemble mine. So Loan, could you please?
Okay, thank you and hello everyone. And as my partner has introduced, my names resemble her name, just a little bit difference in the first name, in the last name. And I am currently an English teacher in Vuong University, Phú Thọ province, and we have been the best friend since we were the first year at the university. So now it's our great honor to cooperate with her in some project, in some study. So now let's welcome to our presentations.
Yeah. Thank you, Luan, for your introduction. And first of all, I'd like to say thank you to Viettesol organization for providing us this valuable opportunity to present our findings, our research article in Viettesol community. And it is our honor today to make a short presentation about contrastive analysis of rhetorical structure in English and Vietnamese research article abstract in the field of economics. So we intend to divide our presentation into 5 main parts. We will start with introduction, and then we'll move on to methodology with the construction of the corpus and approach to the analysis of rhetorical structure. Part 3 will deal with result and discussion, and we will present the frequency of move in Vietnamese and English abstracts and move patterns in Vietnamese and English abstract. And part 4 and 5 will be conclusions and suggestion for further studies. Now let's start with introduction. So it is widely accepted that the requirement of a researcher is to have publications in national and international conferences and journals. And this leads to the fact that there is an increasing number of research articles worldwide, including Vietnam. So Vietnam is not an exception. And the common structure of a research article include abstract, introduction, literature review, methodology, findings and discussions, and conclusion. And as we know, the features of abstract in research article is to provide information about the background, methodology, findings and discussion, and conclusion. So the focus of our study is on abstract. So we just talk about the abstract in our study. And it is unquestionable that it is through the abstract that presentations are selected by conference organizers. Papers are screened for review processes by journal editors, and potential readers decide to read on the full paper and cite published articles. So obviously, if readers are not convinced of the usefulness of article, they will not search for, but just read and cite them. As a result, even excellent and outstanding research paper may stay unnoticed if their abstract are not informative and convincing enough to the reader. Therefore, research about abstract has attracted a great deal of attention from researchers and scholars worldwide, including Vietnam. And many studies have analyzed different sections or move of research article, including abstract, introduction, methodology, result, and discussion. And to investigate the abstract, most research employ move analysis, including move 1, introduction, move 2, purpose, move 3, method, move 4, product. Or in our study, we call it a result, And move 5, conclusion. And the concept of rhetorical move in discourse analysis is a discourse or rhetorical unit that performs a coherent communicative function in a written or spoken discourse. And Santos also state that a move is to be considered as a genre stage which has a particular minor communicative purpose to fulfill, which in turn serves the major communicative purpose of the genre. And the extant literature indicates that there have been studies relating to rhetorical structures of abstract which center on specific disciplines, namely medicine, biology, computer sciences, and psychology, but few studies have dealt with economics so far. So that is the reason why we intend to carry out the research about contrastive analysis between English and Vietnamese research article abstract in economic field, because this aspect has been underexplored in Vietnam as well as in the world. Now let me move into the methodology, which is delivered by Loan. Loan, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Loan, for the introductions and the rationale of our study. And it's my turn to tell you about the construction of the corpus. In our study, we chose 50 abstract, which are extracted from 2 prestigious journals in Vietnam, and it is the journals of trade, science, and journals of economics and business. And 4 of our abstract were just extracted in the years of 2019 and 2020s. And our Vietnamese abstract is coded from VA1 to VA50s. And fortunately, 50s abstract that we extracted from the 2 renowned corporate index journals in the world. That is the journals, as we mentioned before, it is journals of business research and journals of international study of managements and organizations. And our Vietnamese and our English abstract is coded from EA1 to EA50s. And all of the articles selected are in empirical study, which is based on the observations or measurements of phenomena as directly experienced by the researchers. Okay.
Okay, so let's continue with the approach or the procedure of analysis of rhetorical structure in our study. So in step 1, we apply the framework for abstract analysis by Pham in 2008, which was adapted from Santos and Highland's FIMO structure. And you can see that is the framework for abstract analysis in our study with 5 moves here. So move 1, situating the research, which set the scene for the current research or topic generalization. And this part will answer the question, what has been known about the topic of research? And we label it introduction in our study, and I for short. Move 2, presenting the research, which state the purpose of the study, research questions, and hypothesis. And this part will answer the question, what is the study about? And in our study, we label it purpose with P for short. And move 3, describing the methodology, which describe the material, subjects, variables, procedures, etc. And this part will address the question, how was the research done? And we label it method in our study. Move 4, summarizing the findings, which reports the main findings of the study. and it answers the question, what did the researcher find? And we label it result as R in our study. And the last move number 5, discussing the research which interpret the result findings and giving recommendations, applications of the study. And it answer the question, what do the result mean? So what? And we label it conclusion, and C for short in our study. So we also provide you with some examples, some sentence examples relating to the 5 moves here. For example, for introduction, so the sentence is, accident research has shown that advertising is more effective when the advertised message is congruent with the cultural values of the targeted population. And for the purpose of the study, this study examines the less researched aspect of outsourcing from an emerging economy to a developed country. For method, for the move method, so we have sentence like, dựa trên kết quả phân tích số liệu khảo sát 225 sinh viên trên địa bàn Hà Nội. And for the result move, sentence like, kết quả cho thấy thuận lợi hóa thương mại tác động sâu sắc đến lưu lượng xuất khẩu và nhập khẩu của Việt Nam. Từ đó nghiên cứu đề xuất một số kiến nghị nhằm thúc đẩy thuận lợi hóa thương mại của Việt Nam và các nước ASEAN. And in the move conclusion, we have sentence like, result provide theoretical and managerial insight into the design of effective global and local advertisement. So this is the framework that we apply in our study to analyze abstract. And in step 2, we read all the abstract very thoroughly, very carefully, and identify move structure in each abstract as demonstrated in this table. And this is just example, because we cannot include all the data because the data is very big and long. So I just present the sample for move in Vietnamese article abstract. So we have the table here and the move structure, IPMRC, and the move pattern. Yeah, move pattern here. And so we use the symbol, this symbol to present move in the abstract, and this symbol X to present that move is not in the abstract. Likewise, the move in English article abstract. In this, the sample. And let's come to the result and discussion. First of all, we come up with the frequency of move in Vietnamese and English abstract. So this is the frequency of move in Vietnamese and English abstract, as you can see in the table. And it is noticeable that there is a slight difference among frequency of, very slight difference among frequency of 4 move: purpose, method, result, and conclusion in Vietnamese and English abstract. And it is also noted that 90% of Vietnamese and English abstract contain purpose move, a very high percentage, and all Vietnamese abstract include method move, while 90% of method move appear in English abstract. 80% of abstract in both language contain result move. And the findings also indicate that 90% Vietnamese abstract contain conclusion move, whereas 80% of English abstract contain conclusion move. And the apparent difference is the frequency of introduction move. It seems that researchers in Vietnamese journal tend to omit introduction move with merely 30% frequency. Meanwhile, the percentage of English abstract using introduction move is double, maybe 60%. So now let's move on to move patterns in Vietnamese and English abstract. So this table illustrates the move patterns in Vietnamese and English abstract. The prominent pattern in Vietnamese abstract is PMRC, while the prevalent pattern of English abstract includes all 5 moves, namely IPMRC. And there seems to be a preference for PMRC pattern, 4 moves, exclusive of introduction in Vietnamese abstract, and IPMRC pattern, 5 moves in English abstract. And it is noticeable that PMR patterns like PMR, IPMC, IMC accounts for only 10% in Vietnamese abstract, and patterns such as IPMR, IMRC, IPRC, and PMC occupy 10% in English abstract. Now let's move on to the conclusion part. So it is from the result of the data, it is concluded that rhetorical structure of English abstract is more complicated and colorful than Vietnamese ones. And the study suggests that Vietnamese writers or researchers need to be more concerned about the rhetorical structure of their abstract to conform to the international standard, as well as to enhance the coherence and accessibility of their English abstract in international publication. And as university students are now being increasingly encouraged to do research, pedagogical implication of this study is that Vietnamese students should be taught about rhetorical structures in writing courses, especially in ESP courses, to help them access to international research and to write standardized articles. And now let's come to the final part of our presentation, suggestion for further study. So we suggest possible topics that researcher can conduct research. For example, the first topic is contrastive analysis of other sections in English and Vietnamese research articles, such as introduction, literature review, methodology, findings and discussion, and conclusion. And contrastive analysis of English and Vietnamese research article abstract in other fields other than economics, maybe in applied linguistics or in information technology or in engineering, etc. And another topic that might be implemented is a study on language realizations of move in English and Vietnamese research articles. And this part also brings us to the end of our presentation today. Thank you very much for your attention, and we are willing to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
So much for your attention.
So we can stop here.
I will stop recording.